Well, welcome to Stamford Bridge. Someone I wasn't expecting to bump into at Chelsea of all places today is this man, Robbie Lyle from AFTV. Arsenal very much present at Stamford Bridge today. Robbie, tell us why you're here.
What it is, I'm doing a walk around all the Premier League grounds in London just ahead of the start of the season to raise money for and awareness for Prostate Cancer UK. It's a great charity. I do a lot of work with them. 1 in 8 men get prostate cancer. 1 in 4 black men get prostate cancer. So it's a very serious sort of disease that's out there. And we're trying to raise awareness and also raise money and encourage people to do tests and to check yourselves. And so what we're doing, walking around all the Premier League grounds in London. I've been to Brentford already today. I've been to Fulham. Here at Chelsea, and to be fair to Chelsea, they were quite nice here. They wanted to invite me in the ground to see their trophies. No, thank you. I don't want to see it, right? But no, they were being very nice here. And then we're going to leave from here, and then we're walking to Crystal Palace today, and then tomorrow we round off. We're going to be going West Ham to Tottenham. Yes, don't kill me, right? And then on the final day. Tomorrow we're going Crystal Palace to West Ham, and then on the final day, West Ham, Tottenham, Arsenal.
Brilliant, very worthy cause. Have you given some back to Chelsea today, given that Arsenal's position at the moment and how good it's going?
You know, some guy, when I walked up there, one of the security guys was saying to me, it's not a happy hunting ground for you. I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? We normally win here, bro. You know what I mean? This has been a good hunting ground for us over the last couple of seasons, and I reminded him about the result when they came to our place last year. So, but no, they as I said, they treated me really nice here, and everybody's been great at all the different grounds. And we sort of put our rivalries aside for this great cause.
And you've touched upon it. You'll put the rivalry aside with Tottenham as well when you turn up there. And again, it's just to promote such a brilliant cause.
Yeah, listen, I remember when I did this the last time, it was about 7 years ago. And at one stage I was walking with a guy who's a big Tottenham fan who was recovered from prostate cancer. So all rivalries aside, you know what I mean, it'll be back on in September when we go to play Tottenham. But right now, it's all about raising money for this great cause.
Well, look, let's talk about the new season, because obviously this week of all weeks, the sun's usually shining in August, Premier League football's back. And as an Arsenal fan, you must be feeling pretty optimistic about this season.
Yeah, I am. Listen, we got really close last year within 2 points. We were really close the season before, and I've just got the feeling that this is going to be our year. You know what I mean? I know I still want to see a couple more signings come in, but I've watched all the pre-season games. I was with Arsenal over in America. We did lose to Liverpool, but we performed really well. We beat Man United, we played Bournemouth, and then, we've come back, beaten Leverkusen, beaten Lyon, and I think we're looking in good shape. You know what I mean? You can see there's a real confidence in the team, and you can see that there's a real belief in the team that they're going to have a good season. So I'm feeling good about Arsenal at the moment. I think we're going to have a good season.
So you think you're going to have a good season? Do you still need anything extra? I know there's a lot of talk about a striker, and Victor Osimhen has come to mind. Do you still need anything in that area, or do you feel you've got enough if that doesn't happen?
Listen, I'd love to see a striker, but who's the striker? That's the problem. You know what I mean? We saw Solanke go for 65 million. That just shows you how much strikers are going for. So I'd like to see us bring in a forward player. If it's not a striker, maybe another wide player. I mean, when they signed Pedro Neto here, I was thinking that might have been a good signing for Arsenal, you know what I mean? But I'd like to see Arsenal bring in like a sort of a right winger who could sort of, give some, competition to Saka. And a midfield player, we're still linked with this Mikel Merino. I'd love to see him come in. I think that will happen. And Calafiori's been a great signing. I think so far we've had a good window because we've already got a very good side. So, but a good forward player, you know what I mean? And I think there are a couple out there that Arsenal could go for that could help to strengthen the team.
What about departures? Aaron Ramsdale, Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson all linked with moves away?
Yeah, I mean, the Eddie Nketiah one, it looked like he was going to Marseille, and that all seemed to have fallen through. But I've seen that Bournemouth are interested in him, and if he goes, I wish him all the best. I do think if he goes to a team like a Bournemouth, I think he'd do really well. I do think he's someone who needs to play every week. Ramsdale one, I'm still a bit heartbroken on that as well, because he had such a great season for us. But then you can't argue with the manager because Raya came in and done brilliantly, you know, got the Golden Glove. So he is going to go by the looks of it. I mean, I saw the Ajax tried to get him today. I'm still a bit saddened about it because, you know, I really, really like Aaron Ramsdale. He really is a fan's favourite. But listen, we've got to trust the manager. We've got to trust Edu. They have been doing a really good job with transfers over the last couple of seasons. And when I look around here and see that they've got about 7 goalkeepers right here, right, I think our guys are doing a good job.
Just the 7 goalkeepers, yeah. All right, Robbie, we'll let you get back. Such a worthy cause. Are you all set for the, finding the weather okay? It's quite a hot day to be doing all this work.
Yeah, no, the weather's, the weather's has been very hot. But, lots of hydration. I'm trying to learn off the footballers, you know what I mean? They keep having all these water breaks. So that's what I'm doing. Water break every minute, lots of hydration. The only thing is it's difficult to find a toilet when you're having all these water breaks.
We'll leave you to get back to that Chelsea trophy cabinet tour.
No, we're off now. We're off. We're done with Chelsea now. Palace we're going to.
Palace next. Okay.
We've got more trophies in them. I mean.
Crystal Palace, the next venue. Have a look out for Robbie. Very worthy cause. He's making his way around the London Premier League grounds in this the weekend as we build up to the new Premier League season.
Manchester United kick off the Premier League season against Fulham at Old Trafford on Friday night. It's live on Sky Sports. They've had a busy summer so far, 2 signings already and 2 about to be finalised. And I'm joined now by Sam Blitz. And Sam, let's talk about Matthijs de Ligt and Nusrat Mazraoui. You've been doing a little bit of research on both of them. Are they the kind of additions that Manchester United need?
Yeah, well, Manchester United and Erik ten Hag clearly needed defenders. Only Sheffield United conceded more shots in the Premier League last season than Erik ten Hag's side. And it looks like de Ligt and Mazraoui look like really good options because they've worked with ten Hag before at Ajax and they can fill some really important positions. Fullback is a really important one for Mazraoui coming in. He can play right or left. He played a really good Champions League quarter-finals against Arsenal where he sort of shut down Bukayo Saka, and de Ligt brings experience, knowledge of playing for a very big side, Bayern Munich, Juventus, and of course he helped Ajax reach Champions League semi-finals under ten Hag, so that's an important part of it. And yeah, I think these are 2 signings that clearly make sense. Yeah,
we don't know the fitness really of Luke Shaw either, so we know he played for England. We don't know where he is in terms of pre-season, so we could even see them go straight in the side. More of that later. 2 of them clearly know each other, clearly know ten Hag, and how important is that relationship going to be?
So I think these 2 players, de Ligt and Mazraoui, they must be best friends because Manchester United will be the 6th different team that de Ligt and Mazraoui will have played for together. They've played together at Ajax under 18s, under 19s, under 21s, the Ajax first team and the Bayern Munich first team, and now they're joining Manchester United together. And look, you can see these are Matthijs de Ligt's most common teammates. And you can see it's quite an interesting list. Mazraoui ranks 3rd, but then you've got Donny van der Beek, formerly of Manchester United, Frenkie de Jong, linked to Manchester United, Andre Onana, of course, the Manchester United goalkeeper. So again, it just creates, that feeling that these 2 signings do make sense for United.
Once again, ten Hag has. Oh, sorry, that's when they're playing together, And
you have to ask what their record is like together. They've played 116 times. Of course, they've played for Ajax and Bayern Munich. They're going to win more games than they lose. But yeah, again, this is they're not used to losing. I think they only lost once in their first 18 games playing together. So Man United fans will probably take that at the start of this season.
They'll take a lot at the start of the season, I think, after last season, won't they? Ten Hag working with players that he knows. It's a pattern we've seen before. Yeah,
of course, you can actually now get a full starting 11 of Erik ten Hag Manchester United signings who have played football in Holland. Of course, you've got Onana, Mazraoui, de Ligt, Martinez, all played with him at Ajax. You've got Malacia as well. Now, don't forget Mason Mount, that loan spell at Vitesse Arnhem, where Erik ten Hag saw him play. Sofian Amrabat worked with ten Hag at Utrecht. Obviously, Christian Eriksen has that Ajax link, and then you've got the front 3 as well. Anthony's got the Ajax link, and then you've got Weghorst and Xerxes. Xerxes a little bit of a different one. He played youth football in final before moving.
And Manchester United fans will probably point out not all of them have been a raging success.
Well, that's the point. This is 3 transfer windows of signing the same type of players. People who've played in Eredivisie or played for Ten Hag. Now, it didn't really work in the first 2 seasons, so will it work in this 3rd season?
That's what we're going to see, and we are expected to see a different Manchester United. They still have a few injury concerns and players, as mentioned, coming up. What do we think the lineup then could be on Friday night against Fulham?
Yeah, well, we're 3 days away from that, and obviously Flex was on here earlier and he gave his, and I'm not to argue with him.
No, because he gave his fans view, didn't he?
Exactly,
Very much
but
so.
Look, Mazraoui and De Ligt could come straight into the side. Mazraoui could play left back as well, so that could work with Dalot. Lissandro Martinez has been a massive.
And De Ligt goes straight in as well. Both of them straight in for you.
Yeah, I think so because he brings that experience, doesn't he? Now Harry Maguire might have something to say about that, but remember he nearly left Manchester United a year ago to join West Ham, and so De Ligt could come in, but then you've got Alejandro Garnacho. Could he start?
I don't think he was in Flex's side, was he?
Exactly. He went with Amad Diallo.
Yeah.
But Diallo, I think
yeah.
Garnacho, his goal in the Community Shield, it shows that he's ready. Obviously, they might have to play Bruno Fernandes as that sort of false nine because Xerxes not had too many minutes in pre-season. Hoyland's obviously out, and also Lenny Yoro is a big injury as well.
Yeah, and many people, including maybe Jamie Carragher after the Palace game, wasn't it? Casemiro said sort of the football's left him. Leave the football before the football leaves you, and the football's left him. They'd be quite surprised to see that he's at Old Trafford and a potential starter on Friday night.
Well, he was excellent at Wembley in the Community Shield. I think that was one of the better performances we've seen from Casemiro.
Back in his normal position, let's say, because he was playing in central defence, wasn't he?
Of course, yeah, exactly. But last season, Kobbie Mainoo really sort of left Casemiro and Mason Mount behind in terms of progress. So, yeah, I think for these two, Casemiro and Mount, it's going to be a really big season. I think a lot of eyes are going to be on them to see how they develop under Ten Hag this season. But yeah, I also think Amad Diallo's in for a really exciting season as well, because he's scored a few in pre-season. Ten Hag has said he has to make this season his season. So yeah, United do have a little bit of depth with Maguire and Amad not even in this squad, but you think Manchester United might want a little bit more. One
name that's going to have a really big season, that's going to maybe set this Manchester United side alight, is who?
Ooh, well, Bruno Fernandes is always going to be the main man at Manchester United, isn't he? He's done this for several years now. He always creates the most chances in the Premier League. He's the real sort of, talisman for this Manchester United team. But I want to keep my eyes on Amad Diallo. I want to see if he can maybe muscle out Garnacho, possibly even Marcus Rashford as well, because he's under pressure for performances after his display at Wembley. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a very interesting season at Manchester.
Yeah, and we won't have to wait long, will we? Because it is the first game of the Premier League season. It is Friday night. It is Manchester United against Fulham at Old Trafford, and all the build-up begins on Sky Sports Premier League from 6:30 kick-off.
Eddie Nketiah's transfer offer sparks Arsenal division, justifying EDU's stance on the striker's exit. Arsenal's firm stance on Eddie Nketiah's valuation has caused a rift among fans, as Marseille withdraws from the race to sign the English international. The French club stepped back after failing to reach an agreement with Arsenal and successfully securing Eli Wahi from RC Lens. With Nketiah still in North London, the fan base is divided over the club's decision. On one side, many fans believe that Marseille's reported highest offer of £23.1 million, €27 million, was more than adequate for the striker, and the club should have accepted it. While this falls short of Arsenal's £30 million valuation, there appears to be some flexibility in this number. On the other side, some supporters argue that Arsenal, particularly sporting director Edu, is finally addressing the criticism over the club's poor selling reputation by holding firm on valuations, even if it means not making a sale. EDU's successful negotiation to sell Emile Smith-Rowe, who played just over 500 Premier League minutes in 2 seasons, for £34 million, with a sell-on clause exceeding 10%, is proof of this shift in approach. Marseille's exit from the deal sparked a heated online debate on Monday night, which continued into Tuesday morning. A crucial point of contention is what this means for other potential business the club wants to pursue. While a central midfielder remains a priority, sources at Football.London suggest that Arsenal also wishes to strengthen their attacking options. Mikel Merino is a leading candidate for the midfield role, though no deal has been finalized yet. The need to sell Nketiah to fund a new striker seems misguided. Arsenal has shown time and again that if they truly want a player and there is unanimous agreement on a profile, they will make the move. This was evident earlier in the window with the signing of Ricardo Calafiori, despite Jakub Kiwier's presence, a player reportedly open to a departure if the right opportunity arises. Even with Aaron Ramsdale in goal, the club pushed for the surprise signing of David Raya. When a player fits the profile that Mikel Arteta believes will propel the club forward, Arsenal moves decisively, regardless of the impact on the existing squad. Further evidence comes from Arsenal's initial interest in a summer move for Benjamin Sesko. Although the deal didn't progress beyond early discussions, with the Slovenian opting to stay at RB Leipzig and signing a new contract, Arsenal was ready to make a move for the striker, even when there was no indication that Nketiah was close to leaving. Another key point in this situation is Arsenal's awareness of other clubs' interest in Nketiah. Bournemouth, for example, is reportedly eyeing the English international after selling Dominic Solanke to Tottenham. So, why would Arsenal accept a lower fee from Marseille when there's still a chance to get their desired amount for Nketiah? Simultaneously, the club is keen to rebuild its reputation as one that won't settle for cut-rate fees for its players. It's contradictory to criticize Arsenal for not getting good value for their players while also questioning their efforts to extract maximum value for Nketiah. It just doesn't add up. Finally, for those who argue that Arsenal shouldn't demand such a high fee for Nketiah and should instead settle for less than what Liverpool got for Fabio Carvalho, or what Manchester City and Chelsea received for Liam Delap and Omari Hutchinson, respectively, consider the facts. Nketiah is a homegrown player, an England international, with over 160 senior appearances for Arsenal, and a better than 1 in 3 goal per game ratio in the league. In a team where he starts regularly, the numbers suggest he could comfortably hit double digits. For a lower-half Premier League side, that could be the difference between safety and relegation, or even securing a place in the upper half of the league.